Howdy fellow YouTubers, my name is BobStrait, and today I'd like to talk to you about Planetside 2. Now, I recently started playing this game. It's a little late to really start playing this game, but I just found this game and I think it is extremely fun, and I have been playing this game for a long, well, what I would consider forever, but you know, like a week or two. And I found some things when I started that were really hard to like grasp and understand. Not that the game was hard. I mean, yes, I am a console player and it's really hard to do, you know, a first-person shooter on, you know, PC. But after, you know, I've been playing it, you learn the little things and it just makes it so much easier. So I thought that I would give you the info that nobody talks about in this game, and everyone expects everyone else to know this, but you don't, because it's different from almost every other game that you've ever tried to play. You can't really compare this game to anything, but since most of my subscribers are Battlefield 3 players, I'm gonna, you know, try and paint a picture in your head using Battlefield in a way. So if you're offended by that, don't listen. But I hope that I make some things clear, and don't forget to, if you have any questions at all on this game or, you know, anything, please leave it in your comment in the comment section below. I will answer it within a day or two. And so thank you for watching. Please enjoy the video. So one of the very first things I asked myself when I got into this game is, how do I actually like get into battle? How do I play? Well, it's not like Battlefield in the way that, you know, you have certain matches, and once that match is over, it's over, and you go to the next map. That's not how Planetside 2 works. How it works is you basically have a humongous continent, and there are actually 3 different continents, and I'll talk about how to get to each one later. But right now, you're trying to figure out how to, like, get into battle and whatever. And what you do is you open up your minimap, and you'll see all the territories that are owned by the 3 different factions. I myself am the purple, and I actually changed the blue to green. So the green that you're seeing is not default. I have this colorblind thing, and I have a hard time distinguishing between purple and blue. So I like to keep my colors different like that. So what you're trying to do is capture other people's territory, and the more territory you own, the more resources you get, and then the more resources you get, the more like vehicles and plane stuff. Talk about that in a little bit, but just the more territories you own, the more resources you get, which means the more that you can conquer. Now this game is so awesome because when you do get into battle, there's usually 2 different like kinds. There's just capping, where you just run around, there's no enemies because they're stupid enough not to be there, and you just cap like 6 bases at a time and just gain a whole bunch of XP. And then you have the big battles, where it's literally thousands of people versus thousands of people, and it's one of the most epic things I've ever seen in a video game. The most fun ones I've had are in these things called biolabs, and they're like this really high dome-looking thing in the air, and it is just complete chaos. Something to note is that you cannot actually capture an area unless it is connected to one of yours. Like, there will be lines that connect them, and it's kind of a focal point of where the next place you're supposed to go is, and usually there's about 2 places that you can choose from, and you know, usually the entire team goes to one, so you can't like go to the way side of the continent or whatever and cap stuff. That's not how it works. If you want to XP farm, you can go there and destroy stuff and get XP, you know, have at it. That's just it's kind of a dick move, but you know, in the long run you're helping out your team, but in the short term it's Like, I don't see the problem with it. I haven't personally done it. I've tried. I can't stay alive more than 5 minutes, so, have at it. Something I forgot to mention is warp gates. You may have heard of them, but you don't know how to actually, use them. Well, they are at the very, beginning. Like, when you first spawn, every time you get put into this big area. And if you actually come up to this console that has a globe on it, you right-click it, or you push E on your keyboard or whatever you have your action set to, and you can choose which continent you want to go to. Each continent has something different going on. And down here at the bottom left is training. Now, if you're on a different faction, it won't say VS training. It'll say whatever faction you are. I am Vanu, of course. And you have every attachment for every gun, and you have every gun available to you in this training area. You can put any attachments on your vehicles or whatever, and it's basically where you can test out stuff before you use your cert points or station cash to get them. So finally we get into how to actually get into battle. If you don't want to just run off on your own, you want to play now. Well, what you do is here on the left side of the screen, you'll see that there's a few places under all the spawning places, and those I think right now there's three places that you can choose from, and each one of those has enemy activity, and you can go there and then you fight, and there's people there. And something that this game brings to just the dynamic of gameplay is no-win situations, where no matter what you do or how you do it, you cannot win. You can spawn there, but as soon as you leave the spawn, they are on you. They are surrounding the spawn. You might as well just go somewhere else. If that ever happens, just go somewhere else. You're not going to win. You don't have enough reinforcements. That's a lot about what this game is about, is who has the bigger army. And it kind of brings down the skill, but on the same time, it brings up the skill. It's a weird mix between awesome and not awesome, and just everything clashing together. It's a very different dynamic of play. So now that you have gotten, where you can actually get into battle, next thing is choosing your class. Now, unlike Battlefield, it doesn't matter what, it's hard to say that, but it kind of doesn't matter what class you play. Play what you want, or play what your team needs. There isn't a specific ranking system for your individual classes. That is non-existent in Planetside 2. There is also not a real ranking system for your guns. The only way to unlock things in this game is with these things called cert points. And these cert points come from XP. Every, I think, 250 XP you get 1 cert point. And I remember reading a statistic. I can't remember what YouTuber is. I'm so sorry. But he said if you get 1 kill every minute, and that equivalent is 125 XP, then time that out, an average gun costs about 700 cert points. Then that is 23 hours of gameplay to get a new gun. And that is ridiculous. Alright, so what you want to do is, stick with the team, heal as many people as you can, repair as many things as you can, get as many kills as you can, cap as many things as you can, and refill ammo. These are all fantastic methods to get your XP, to get your cert points. Now let's start talking about the classes. The very first class that you have is the sniper class, or the infiltrator class. Now, the thing that you get in that class that oversees everything is, 1, you get a sniper, of course. The next thing that you get is this nano suit that makes you invisible. So you're invisible for a short while. One thing you cannot do while you're invisible is shoot. I don't know if there's an upgrade to that where you can shoot, but as far as I know, you cannot shoot when you are invisible. Now, I'm not sure about, all the other factions, but I am part of the Vanu Sovereignty, and we get the sniper rifle. The beginner sniper rifle that you start out with is complete shit. You can shoot someone in the head once, and it does not kill them, alright? in every other video game ever made in the history of history, one sniper rifle round, no matter like where it is, or I mean, no matter which gun it is, one sniper rifle to the head kills someone. Even the Dragunov in Call of Duty kills someone. That is the most shittiest gun that is in every Call of Duty. And I'm getting on a tangent. Let me... So yeah, I do not suggest that you use the infiltrator class until you have somewhat of an updated gun. I mean, I guess this gun is decent if you want to do like aggressive sniping and get up in people's faces. But if it were me, I would go with the second one. They don't give it to you, but it's 100 cert points. It's really cheap. I haven't bought it because I'm saving up for, other shit. That sniper is considered a bolt action, and it does get one shot kills to the head, and I will definitely get that gun very soon. The next class is your light assault class. Now, your light assault class isn't... they're a pure attack class. There is no defensive thing that the light assault class can do. What they can do is use jetpacks, and jetpacks are cool. They've always been cool, and I can't wait for jetpacks to come to real life because jetpacks are going to be awesome. They're going to be fantastic. Now remember, with these jetpacks, you do take damage if you fall from too high of a height, so be very careful. You can also jump off of a cliff and use your jetpack right there at the end to slow you down, so there's always that. The next class is your combat medic. Now what the combat medic obviously brings to the battle is the ability to heal his teammates, the ability to revive them. If you take out his little extra... his tool, you take out his tool and then press and hold left click on people, then it will heal them. It'll give you a little indicator. Also, if you see one of your down teammates and press and hold over your teammate, it will go really slow until he's revived, and then he can accept or decline the revive, and that is what I would consider XP farming, because you get a lot of XP from that, and you help out your team. It's a win-win. So if you're looking, if you're a beginner, I would suggest the combat medic. That is the easiest way to get XP, to get your cert points, to get, the next progression onto, getting your attachments and new guns and whatever. The next class is your engineer class. Now, I would consider your engineer class to be just a little bit overpowered, because the engineer class doesn't only heal vehicles, he can also plant down mines, he can plant down turrets, he can plant down anti-vehicle turrets, he can supply you with ammo. He's like the engineer class and the support class. So, if you are into that kind of stuff, you pick the engineer class. Now, your last class is your would be considered your support class, but it's called heavy assault, where you have an LMG and you have a rocket launcher, which is weird because the engineer doesn't have a rocket launcher. He only has like defensive weapons against enemy vehicles, except the anti-vehicle turret, and I haven't actually used that yet, so I can't say which either way. You can do anti-personnel turrets with the engineer class, but those are only personal. You can't put them down and have your teammates use them, so I mean, that kind of sucks. Back to heavy assault. So with heavy assault, what gives them the advantage is they can put this like nano webbing around yourself, and it basically makes it so that people can't shoot you, or bullets do a lot less damage, and you can basically walk out of the spawn and just mow down people, and then get back in and not even take a single thing of damage. Like, that's their power, is to be able to just plow through massive amounts of people. Now, I've noticed that against maxes, which are the next class, they're like you're just like a soldier in a big mechanical suit, and you can just and with your left hand and with your right hand, and it's like grenade launcher in the right hand and gun in the left, and that devastates the enemy. In fact, it takes at least like 3 guys constantly firing at one to take him out, and you can only use those like once every few minutes, and those require points. But back to the heavy assault, heavy assaults, they have an easier time taking out the maxes because they have that nano webbing and whatever. I think you can take out about, like, just both of them shooting at each other, I think you can take out about 3/4 of a max's health, just sitting there and shooting at him. But then you go to the maxes, and as I said, maxes are awesome. They require resources. And if you see down there at the bottom left, it says I have 750, 750, 750. And those are the 3 type of resources you get. The one on the very right is your infantry. The one in the middle is either aerospace or mechanical. And the one on the left is either aerospace or mechanical. Either one. But mechanical is used when you get into vehicles. When you spawn in vehicles, those are used. And when you spawn in the scythes, or whatever you use, the airplanes or the helicopters of this game, those use your aerospace resources. And how you get resources is you just wait. There's only once where I've been low on resources, and I very rarely run out of resources. I doubt that you'll ever run out of resources, just because, when you buy something, it takes a while to be able to buy it again, and by the time that rolls around, your resources have already refilled. And the more territories that you own, then the more resources that you get. And so that's always a yay for capturing territories. Now, that is just about everything that I can tell you about the game. Some other things is if you go into your settings, there are some settings there that you might want to change. There's one that says use raw mouse input. Always check that. Because your computer has an acceleration thing where if you move your mouse really slow, it moves slow, but if you move it fast, it accelerates. And that's just, how computers work, and you would feel lost without it. But when in a, shooter, you don't want that. You want, if I move my mouse an inch to the right at different speeds, you don't want that to be different. You want that to be the same every time, and that's just always a standard thing. Also, you may have noticed that everything in my screen is in the middle. Well, there's a check mark where you can check it, and it takes your ammo and your usability of your ability and all that up and puts it near the center, so that you don't have to look away from your crosshairs to be able to keep aware of what's going on in the battle. Also, your mini-map. The mini-map that they first start you out with, I think, is crap. It shows you where your position is compared to the world, instead of the world's position compared to where you are. There's a checkbox that you can check in your settings, and it will change that. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but it's in there. Just look around for a little bit. If you have any questions, and I mean any questions that you would like me to answer, because if I missed something in this video, I tried and make sure this video is almost 20 minutes long. So thank you for watching. Ask any questions. I will answer. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Holy crap. I have seen people that are just deathly scared of questions. And why are you scared of asking questions? That is dumb. Ask questions and I will answer. I will always answer. There's not a time that I haven't answered. So, thank you for watching. Share this video on Facebook and Twitter. It would really help my channel, this video, help get the news out that Planetside 2 is one of the best games ever made in the history of history, except Battlefield. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It would really help me out. That is all. Is the fact that once you create a character, 1, you can't move servers, and 2, you can't change the team that you're on. Because there are 3 different teams, or I guess factions, and you can't change those teams. You have to create a brand new character and start from scratch, which